Something you'll definitely hear a lot around this website is, like my video, don't forget to like and subscribe, I need more likes, please don't dislike the video. And while it's always been a kind of confusing thing on whether likes or dislikes affect your video in the algorithm, the like to dislike ratio on any video can really tell a story on how the audience responded to that video. Now obviously, it's not quite like regular rating systems. It's not like you're going to have half people like it and half people dislike it. Now a good way to visualize this is this chart made by Lemon. So if you've got a 99% like ratio, that means for every 1 dislike, you've got about 100 likes. But then even 98% is 1 dislike for every 50 likes. So it's basically twice as hard to go from 98% to 99%. And then twice as hard as that to go from 99 to 99.5, and so on. But the average video, you could easily say, is around the 95 to 99% range. But then as you start to go into the lower 90s, or even the 80s, or less than that, then you can tell that there was something pretty controversial in the video. But then there are the videos that just get dislike bombed, and there's usually a whole story and event wrapped around these videos. So let's take a look at some of the most disliked videos on YouTube. So one of the very first videos that was dislike bombed on YouTube was Justin Bieber's Baby. Now, it does have 12 million dislikes, and it is one of the highest dislike counts of any video on YouTube. It's actually not too bad, because the like ratio is only about 60%, so, it's technically not great, but it can definitely get much worse. But then you have examples of other videos that get so many dislikes, but mostly just because they have so many views. When you've got 8.5 billion views, it's going to be hard not to get millions of dislikes. So yes, the Baby Shark video somehow is the most viewed video on YouTube now, and having 12 million dislikes compared to 8.5 billion views isn't technically, terrible. And it's the same thing with Despacito. 5 million dislikes, it's one of the most disliked videos on YouTube, but it's just because it's one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. And so this still has a 90% like ratio, so the Despacito one's not even that bad. But now we get to take a look at some videos that get a pretty bad ratio. So I don't know what Sadak 2 really is. This looks like it's a trailer for a movie in India. India is kind of taking over YouTube these days, as we see with T-Series. And so this one not only has the 13 million dislikes like these other videos do, but it also just does not have very many likes on it. So 700,000 likes to 13 million dislikes, that's maybe about a 5 or 6% like ratio. That's pretty low. And I think in cases like this, people were just very disappointed in the movie. I don't know, I don't watch movies like this, so I can't give you a perfect reasoning as to why this video is still hate bombed. But I probably could tell you why the next one is. The Cuties official trailer. Basically, Netflix came out and made a show directly targeted for pedos. And 91,000 likes to 2.3 million dislikes. So I think this is somewhere right around the 4% like ratio. I'm not going to skip ahead and show images on the screen that might get this video flagged, so you probably already know what I'm talking about and why this video is so disliked. Now unfortunately, a lot of the most disliked videos over the years have been deleted since then, so you have to kind of rely on re-uploads. So this one, I don't know how many of you guys remember the Fine Bros React World video, where these guys who run the React channel, where they're like, seniors react to this, or teens react to this, or YouTubers react to this. It's just a high quality reaction channel. It's nothing special. But they came out and they were like, we own the reaction genre. Anybody else who wants to make reaction videos needs to pay us for the trademark. This is a great day for YouTube. They try to hype it up like it's this great thing for everybody, but everyone's just like, no, this is ridiculous. So they got dislike bombed. This is just a re-upload, and even this got dislike bombed. It's kind of a funny one. Okay, now another genre of videos that get dislike bombed are apology videos. Now there are some apology videos that go well. People take responsibility for what they did, and people generally forgive them. But then there's people like Logan Paul who do stuff that's a little bit too on the edge, and their apology video is a little bit too memeable. 60 million views for an apology video is kind of crazy. But this is an example of a video that gets so disliked that it's practically an event on YouTube, where people are talking about how disliked the video is. For those who don't remember, this is when he went into the forest and saw the dead body and all that. But this like ratio, it's not great, but it's still pretty close to about 40%, which is more than we could say for Katarino, who releases the video called An Update. And oh boy, this one is rough. Now, I don't follow YouTuber drama, ever. I even hate talking about it. But I think the story was that she was dating like 7 different guys, and then people started to find out, and she started getting lots of trouble and breaking hearts and everything. So let's see, 17,000 likes or 500,000 dislikes. I mean, that's basically like a 2 to 3% like ratio. That's pretty bad. I mean, in order to get a like ratio like this, you can't just make a bad video. Like, if I uploaded a video where, like, it was super low effort, I didn't put much work into it, and it was just a really lazy video, I mean, even something like that would probably get at least a 70 or 80% like ratio, because people are generally forgiving, they give you the benefit of the doubt. But you have to do something pretty controversial to get something like this. Alright, here's another re-uploaded video. This one was from YouTube themselves, where they were saying, "Get started with YouTube Heroes." I have no idea why they thought this would be a good idea, but YouTube came out and they were saying, "Sign up for the YouTube Hero program, and we will basically reward you for ratting out others." And I think one frame in this video really just sums it up. Mass flag videos. So basically they were rewarding people for going around and snitching and flagging other people's videos. I don't really know if this ever came into like effect, if they ever really enabled this, but yeah, it did not go down very well with the YouTube community. Basically, like, we'll give you special privileges, we'll prop you up. All you gotta do is report everybody you see. Just go snitch on your neighbor. I mean, it's kind of funny that YouTube has kind of a bad track record on their own website for uploading their own videos. Now, you can't really talk about disliked videos without mentioning YouTube Rewinds. I mean, the 2018 Rewind was a massive event on YouTube. It skyrocketed into the most disliked video on YouTube, the first video to reach 10 million dislikes, just barely beating Justin Bieber's Baby. A funny story of that time, so around when 2018 Rewind came out and the dislikes were just flying up, Justin Bieber's Baby was at like 9.8 million dislikes, and this one was coming up fast, but people were like, ah crap, we can't let Baby hit 10 million dislikes before this one. So people were going onto the Justin Bieber's video and undisliking the video to reduce the dislike count, just to make sure that this one hit 10 million dislikes first. Man, sometimes the YouTube community is a weird place, but the reason that this one was so disliked was just like, it just has way too many like corporate names. Like, yeah, they've got a lot of YouTubers, but a lot of times they just throw in the very family-friendly YouTubers. They don't want to throw in the people that a lot of viewers really like. They didn't even put like PewDiePie in the video, but yet they're putting like talk show hosts and Twitch streamers and Instagram influencers. And so people are like, this isn't even YouTube. Like, why is it hosted by Will Smith? So like the whole thing was just a perfect storm for everyone hate bombing it. So then YouTube had to follow this up the next year in 2019, and they were like, okay, we know we messed up. Sorry guys, we don't want to try this anymore. So we're just going to give you a bunch of top 10 lists. And so they're just like, okay, top 10 everything, most liked videos, most viewed videos, biggest channels, all this stuff. And it didn't really save them. They still got lots of dislikes there. I mean, it's kind of just a meme that people like to dislike bomb the YouTube Rewinds. But I mean, it's not like YouTube viewers just hate rewinds, they just don't like it when YouTube makes them. I mean, when PewDiePie or Mr. Beast releases one, they do just fine. But I think that one of the problems that comes with these regular YouTube Rewinds is that YouTube is such a big place, and there's so many creators get millions of views. So it seems like YouTube just picks out a few that are just like, oh, you guys are brand friendly, and you guys have a few million subscribers, you're obviously pretty popular. I'm sure everyone would love to see you. But I feel like there's kind of a difference between those who watch YouTube sometimes and those who are like dedicated to YouTube. And the people who are dedicated, you know, like you and me, the people who are just watching constantly, we are not into the same creators as the people who watch casually, I think. And so a lot of the hardcore YouTube viewers, the ones who are going to dislike bomb, they're not going to be a fan of these creators that are just like, we watch YouTube all the time, we don't even know who any of these people are. But anyway, let's move on. I know this is just a video of most disliked videos on YouTube, and of course, can this video get 1 million dislikes by PewDiePie is on here. It's kind of just a joke video. He's pretty much just mocking people who were like begging for likes and stuff, and so he just goes insane and just goes crazy. But I mean, still, he managed to pull in about what is that, like an 8%, about an 8% like ratio. Okay, another way videos have brought in tons of dislikes is just being a very disappointing reveal trailer. I've seen quite a few of these where there'll be some big anticipated release, and then the company releases the trailer and it's just terrible. So the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare reveal trailer from 2016. Like, I don't even follow Call of Duty at all, but I was hearing at the time all over the internet. They're like, oh man, did you see how disliked this new Call of Duty trailer was? And so, yeah, they only managed to get about a 15% like ratio on this one. I don't know exactly why people hated it so much. I think people were just like, this looks ridiculous. This is not Call of Duty. This looks more like Titanfall. I think that was the general complaints with it. But I do know a little bit more why the next one was so hated. The Diablo Immortal trailer. So people were waiting years for Blizzard to announce Diablo 4. They're like, oh man, I can't wait for the next Diablo game. It's going to be so great. And then Blizzard comes out and announces a Diablo mobile game. And people did not take that too well with this 5% like ratio. So, like, of course, we've been bouncing around to different videos. Like, some have tens of millions of likes and dislikes. Others only have like a few 100,000 likes. But, I mean, the ratio is a lot more important than the actual number of dislikes. But now we're moving on to some of the last bits, which are like the more controversial stuff. This next video I found by accident. Why the OK hand sign is not okay and Blizzard got it right. This channel just talks about like video games and esports and stuff. And just this one little clip in here just really sums this video up.
It got so bad that the Anti-Defamation League has stated that while the OK hand gesture isn't exactly a racist hand signal, it has been used by some white supremacists.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any holes in that logic. Well, at least it earned them about a 5 or 6% like ratio. You can tell that whenever it comes to like politics and culture war kind of stuff, that whenever people have takes like this, they don't go over too well. And seeing dislike numbers like this on a video like this, it's actually makes me pretty hopeful. Alright, we're almost through these. Now the next one is more just about the channel. So the White House channel on YouTube is kind of weird. And just about every video they put up gets just terrible dislike ratio. I pretty much just picked one at random. But something weird about the White House channel, I'm pretty sure that every time a new president comes into office, they just erase every video that's already on the channel and start uploading fresh. They're just like, we don't want to show any videos from the past presidency because the owner of the channel changes when the new president comes in. So they've got 1.9 million subs, but like their highest video is like 1 million views. So that seems kind of weird. But yeah, just about every single video on the channel just has a horrible dislike ratio. I guess people just don't really like Biden very much. There's also been some talk lately that YouTube has been considering removing the dislike button. And a lot of people suspect that that might be because of the White House channel, because all of their videos get dislike bombed and they're trying to pressure YouTube into removing the dislike. I don't know, it's kind of just the conspiracy theory, I think, but maybe this channel just doesn't know that there's an option to turn off showing likes and dislikes. But now we've come to the end, and I've saved the best for last, and we've got one more video that is the most disliked video I've ever seen. And that is the 2021 Free Expression Awards highlight for Susan Wojcicki. So okay, let's break this down. There are a few very just ridiculous things about this video. Okay, first off, 183 likes to 52,000 dislikes. Now we've been talking before, like if you've got a 3 to 4% like ratio, like that is terrible. Like if you've got a 5% like ratio, that's 20 dislikes for every 1 like. But with these numbers, this is like a 0.3% like ratio. This means that for every 1 like, there are 300 dislikes. I mean, it's rare to even have the inverse of this. Just to have like 52,000 likes and 183 dislikes. Like that would be a pretty amazing video. So I have never seen anything like this one where it's reversed like that. So why is this video so disliked? Well, the 2020 Free Expression Awards. Well, first of all, let's point out, this is a rewards video giving a reward presented and sponsored by YouTube themselves to give an award to the head of YouTube. Alright, so that's the first kind of ridiculous thing about this video. But then just the actual content of the video is even more ridiculous because they're giving a reward to the CEO of YouTube for free expression, allowing people to express themselves. Meanwhile, there are millions of videos being deleted off of YouTube all the time, a lot of times by bots. People are being censored constantly. There's a long list of things you're not even allowed to talk about on YouTube these days. I mean, YouTube censorship is like worse than ever. And so it's kind of just ridiculous that YouTube, in this kind of climate, comes out and is just like, we're going to give a reward to ourselves for allowing free expression while we are banning and censoring lots of speech. So the whole thing is just so ironic that it's just so perfect that the dislike ratio is this bad. I mean, you can tell just by looking down at the comments. I care deeply about freedom of expression. Unfortunately, we had to delete 9 million videos. So I guess the most disliked thing on YouTube is YouTube itself. I mean, out of all of the disliked videos we looked at, YouTube held, I think, 4 of those. A lot of people point to this Wikipedia page, how they're just like, oh, just go through this list of most disliked videos on YouTube, and that's what most people would do. The problem is, like I was saying before, the number of dislikes doesn't matter that much. I mean, it does, but the ratio is more what matters. And this is only going to show you the top 50 most disliked videos, and so even ones like this aren't going to show up on this list because there's just not enough dislikes. This is more just a list of the most viewed YouTube videos, because you got Baby Shark and Despacito and Baby and YouTube Rewind. I mean, all these videos have like hundreds of millions of views. But anyway, there's sort of a summary of some of the most hated videos on YouTube. Let me know if I missed any, because other than this list, I didn't have a very clear database of ways to find disliked videos. I just had to look around and find them myself. But maybe we'll see if YouTube releases another Rewind this year.